Hey everyone, it's Chris from SCIFI Review, and this episode I want to talk about Fantastic Planet, or La Planète Sauvage. Stay tuned. So Fantastic Planet is a 1973 animated movie. It won the Grand Prix Special Prize at the 1973 Cannes Film Festival, which, means something to some people. Some people might see that and go, oh, that Cannes liked it, I won't. Yeah, sometimes that doesn't necessarily make a good movie. This movie, though, I've never heard of this movie until I happened to come across it on HBO Max. I'm like, what is this? I've never seen this before. I don't know how I've never seen this before, because this is bloody awesome. It's just a fun, thought-provoking acid trip, and I may have watched it while I was slightly medicated, which I'm sure didn't hurt it matters any. Number one is the animation style of this movie. This thing is like if Terry Gilliam's Monty Python cartoons and almost any early Ralph Bakshi movie, if they had a baby or something. I mean, this is like just, it's weird. Then there's the soundtrack. Now the soundtrack is a royal trip. It's like it's part pre-Dark Side of the Moon Pink Floyd, like echoes and metal and that kind of stuff. Part, 70s porn backing track, the Boom Chicka Wow Wow stuff, and it's part, like 1970s television background music type of stuff, and it just works. It's so cool. There's especially the Pink Floyd sounding stuff. It's just like, wow, did they actually hire David Gilmour to come do this stuff? Because some of the changes and the steel guitars and some of this, you can almost tell that this guy had to have been influenced by early Pink Floyd. It is so wild how much it sounds like it. Let's talk about the plot here. So there's these creatures called Ohm. Now they're actually humans, and the Ohm were brought to this planet by the Drog. I don't know how you say it. The whole movie was in French. I didn't really pick up on how to pronounce Drog. But basically, the Drog are these huge blue fish-looking aliens with giant red eyes who keep us tiny humans as pets, or we exist out in the wild and are basically pests. So there is this young girl named Tiwa, who has beginning of the movie starts off with this scene with this mother and a baby running from this giant blue hand. We don't really know what's going on yet, right? So this is giant blue hand picks up the mother, the baby falls to the ground. Then it drops the mother too far, mother dies. We find out that this is just the Drog kids playing with their hamsters, basically, and oh crap, we killed another one. Hey Dad, can I get another hamster? That kind of thing. And it's like, holy shit, what? So this baby, they can't, what do we do with this baby Ohm, right? So this becomes Terror. Then I guess it being, Terran, that's what the name they give this little baby human Ohm, and Tiwa names it Terror. So she raises this tiny little human to be her pet, lets him sit in on her school lessons with this little headset, and he's sitting there in her lap and can get these lessons. I guess it projects them into her brain and also projects him into his brain. So he's there learning everything that she's learning the entire time. They don't know this, right? He's getting smarter and smarter and smarter. He gets to the point where he meets, I think, another Ohm somewhere, and he's like, oh my god, there's more of us? What? He gets this idea in his head, I'm going to go take this, headset, and I'm going to run away. But I'm going to take this thing with me, conveniently. He drags this, headset off into the woods. He gets found by another tribe of wild Ohms, gets laughed at because he's wearing this silly costume, and they take him in eventually, and then they start using the headset, and they start learning, and they get smart too. And this, of course, advances them, technologically and in every way. They get smarter, they build tools, they build weapons, but come to find out that it's in this abandoned park where they're living is slated to be de-ohmed. Basically, they, gas the place and kill off all the pests, like we set off a bug bomb or something, right? I mean, basically, that's the relationship we are to these people, is we're ants to them. That's cool. Makes for good sci-fi, right? So a bunch of them get exterminated. The rest of them fight back. They kill, one of these Ohms near the park. Basically, this big battle ensues. They discover the secret of the Drog is they use these spheres. You see them floating around in these spheres. They use that to that's how they survive, is they get things from other cultures using these spheres, and they threaten to destroy them now that they know about them, and they launch to this other moon or whatever, and they live in peace forever. The end. That's kind of the TLDR version of the movie. So, you know, but what this movie, like I said, is thought-provoking. I mean, it kind of turns the tables on us. You could say that it's kind of a treatise on animal rights, about how, you know, how we treat our pets and animals and stuff like that. You know, they just, you know, it starts off with them killing this mother. Yeah, it's just a hamster, you know, who cares? And it kind of makes you think, you know, they dress him up in these silly little costumes and train him to do tricks, and they put him in little rings to fight him, you know, like we do with roosters and that, you know. Yeah, it's pretty obvious. That's cool. Then there's the whole, you know, things with them getting educated and organizing and rising up to fight, you know, the oppressors and all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, there's messages in this movie. And this, to me, was the shining star of this movie, was in between some of these scenes, we'd get these little interjections with these alien creatures. And some of these things are so creative and so interesting and so weird and funny. There's one scene where this, like, he looks like he's a bird cage, and he's got this little hand, reaches out and grabs this thing out of the air, just shakes it, and then just throws it on the ground and laughs. And then we see on the ground there's like hundreds of these little dead animals, and this thing just kills these bugs for fun, I guess. And it's like, well, who thought that up? That's just hilarious. The Fantastic Planet, to me, is a bad translation of this title. I mean, the title in French is, I said it, you know, La Planète sauvage, which to me doesn't read Fantastic Planet. It's Wild or Savage Planet, and that's part of the thing that's going on in this movie, is that nature is just unfeelingly savage and wild and dangerous, and, you know, these things happen, like random just things getting killed, you know, that shakes the thing and just kills it, you know, the hand that comes out of nowhere, no reason at all. And that's how nature works. Bad things happen every day. That's the savage, you know, wild nature of that. That's cool. So I'm giving this a 4.3 out of 5. I liked it that much. I might have been a little medicated when I watched it. That may have been a factor, but I liked this movie a lot. I'll probably watch it again just for fun. That's how much I liked it. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. Much appreciated. Thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.